It may be exam time, but these international students aren't folding under the pressure. It's Wednesday, 5 p.m. at Monash Coalfield, time for the Midweek Social Night. This Monash-funded weekly event aims to integrate Australian and international students by getting them involved in fun activities. From trivia nights to bowling to this week's origami workshop, depending on the activity, up to 100 students may turn up. Celine Dashmut is the organizer of the event.
It's a great venue and actually a reason for international students to meet local students. International students who come here for the first time to Australia are held back. Indian, Chinese, they're slightly held back. They're not that comfortable in English and they feel that. And this is a great way for them to meet each other.
A look around, however, shows few local faces.
Unfortunately, we don't see that much local interaction is because Aussies have other great venues to go to and they have other options. They have their friends here.
Ida from China, for instance, has hardly any Australian friends.
I find it hard to make local friends because they talk foodies and sometimes you don't know what they're talking about.
The programs at the Midweek Social Night are part of a more general trend on Australian universities. Monash now has the highest number of international students in Victoria, as more than 31% of its students are from overseas. Monash has been trying to improve the integration between them and the Aussies on campus, without much success so far. Some students say they clearly notice the segregation.
It tends to be Asian students, things are quite segregated. It's quite noticeable on campus.
Celine thinks it's a matter of opportunity.
The biggest problem out here on campus is students come for a few hours on campus, then they go to work or they go to meet their friends or whatever. They don't get to interact with international students.
As certain faculties have extremely high numbers of internationals, the contact between the two groups is limited. Kevin from Malaysia, for instance, does a master's in IT.
My course, most of the students are internationals, but I would love to interact with more local students.
Monash Abroad officer Malini Bienik blames more deeply rooted issues than a lack of opportunity.
Culture is also a very big part of it. It takes them a bit of time to get used to the Australian way, to the no worries mate and the beers or the stubbies or and just get used to how Australians talk and live in general.
In order to bridge this cultural gap, Monash Abroad tries to encourage local students to get involved with internationals, particularly those who have been on exchange themselves. Like Bill Snadden, who studied in America last year and organized this year's Orientation Week for incoming exchange students.
I did things like an Aussie Sport Day where we'd do football and cricket. We'd get them all involved and get them tackling each other and try and just get them to get their minds off the fact that they're in a new country and get them running around and things like that.
Bill agrees that integrating Australians and locals is a problem.
There is a huge split between local students and international students. I think Australians generally initially quite standoffish, but once you get to know them, they are quite warm and friendly.
Some internationals, however, struggle to make this connection. It is for those students that Monash tries to create a safety net. Maya Feldman is one of the counsellors at Monash Health, Wellbeing and Development Centre. More than 90% of the students she sees are from abroad. She thinks the key to solving their problems is involving locals.
What we've seen, particularly in the interventions or in the strategies that we've tried to implement here, is that the local students are not quite willing to participate for whatever reasons, but it makes the international students probably feel more isolated.
Brent, a local student, sees her point.
There's sort of a unspoken understanding that they're just paying for our course, so we'll just, let them go along their merry way and they'll leave anyways.
However, others, like Caitlin, feel it's unfair to blame only the locals.
It's hard to go somewhere where it's a completely different culture and study, and if you've got your own culture there as well, it's easier to just stick within that rather than branch out and try new things.
Locals or no locals, the Midweek Social Night still plays an important role for the international students. Maybe not by mixing with Australians, but by mixing with each other.
This is more like a platform to give us a chance to meet people just like us who feel lonely, strange, out of water here.
Yeah, we're going to meet different people, broaden our social circle.
What it has become is, for international students, it's become a nice way to relax. If you can see, they're just interacting with people they've never met before. And that's what it's all about.
Maite from Monash News.